treat alike pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat. This isn't about suppressing them, it's recognizing them but not getting swept away. So that last part was not part of the Gita, just the treat alike and all that, the victory and defeat. What it's essentially saying is every emotion should be the same.
Mm-hmm.
It should be neutral,
mm-hmm.
because you don't want to attach to a certain feeling. So if I were to gift you $1 million right now,
mm-hmm.
that should not be like everything, like beyond anything else you got going on. That's all I hear you talk about moving forward.
Yeah, if you gave me a penny,
if I give you a penny,
I should still have that same
exactly
excitement.
the same excitement. Hey, what do you say? Welcome back to the
Welcome back, y'all.
Podcast.
Part 2.
Part 2, where two best friends navigate and discover purpose through sisterhood. We're back for part 2 of our loneliness our loneliness and our law of detachment episode.
Yes.
So we want to dive deeper into the law of detachment. We actually want to really hone in and compare it to different practices and methods, such as the Gita.
Yeah.
So Dom loves Jay Shetty. I do too. So I was listening to this episode and he had someone on there that he kind of resonated with a lot. It sounds like they have a similar background. I have not finished it, but he was talking a lot about how there's so much pressure to be like great in this era. So how do we combat that? And so one of the things he brought up was the Gita, and it's not about suppressing the emotion again, because we're still talking about emotions in this episode, but it's more or less separating that and allowing freedom. So like we were saying in our last episode, like acknowledge them, sit with them, but understand that is not forever. It's just a moment. So I wanted to
tell them real quick what
oh yes, I'm sorry. I'm assuming.
Yeah, for those that don't know, it's the Bhagavad Gita. Don't quote me on how I'm saying it, but that's the word for it. This is what they use with Hinduism and yoga. So it's almost like their Bible. It's just pretty much like a book. It's telling a story, but it's like metaphorical to life. And it's pretty much explaining like why they encourage people to practice yoga. And yoga is not just the art of stretching, it's the combination of like meditation, deep breathing, of course the stretching. It also includes your diet. So most people that are yogis or that follow the practices of Hinduism and yoga, they more than likely have read the Gita. So this is what she's referencing.
That is exactly what I'm referencing, y'all. And side note, for those who may identify with a particular religion, this is a specific message for you. So, and I might get some negative comments, but I don't care. So when we read books, what we're looking for is a theme. We're looking for the universal message. So sometimes I think we get so caught up in what's right and what's wrong when really they're all saying the same message and you're able to apply it to life. Yeah. So even when Dom was speaking, it actually made me think of the Bible. You said that it's stories that you can apply to life. We know that the Bible is a lot about, Jesus talked in a lot of parables. And so he gave you stories that you can do what? Apply to life. So what is a theme? What is a common theme between all these books that we practice in different cultures is that they're to help better us at the end of the day. So take that for what you will. I'm going to read a section from the Gita.
And I'm going to also mention that Jesus is mentioned in the Gita. So if you actually take the time to read it page by page, you might be able to learn that for yourself.
Name.
You might see it.
All right, so in 2.38, Krishna says to treat alike pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat. This isn't about suppressing them, it's recognizing them but not getting swept away. So that last part was not part of the Gita, just the treat alike and all that, the victory and defeat. What it's essentially saying is every emotion should be the same. It should be neutral. Because you don't want to attach to a certain feeling. So if I were to gift you $1 million right now, that should not be like everything, like beyond anything else you got going on, that's all I hear you talk about moving forward.
Yeah, if you gave me a penny,
if I give you a penny,
I should still have that same excitement.
The same excitement no matter what. The feelings are neutral, and so I think that allows us to live a more peaceful life because you don't attach to one particular thing. Because what if you lost that penny or that $1 million tomorrow?
Then what?
How you gonna act?
How
you gonna act? Yeah. So the reason why I bring this up is because even in those moments of like loneliness or like the seasons of solitude, I think you had said it on the last episode, it's just a season. Like what if you live for 80 years and you so caught up in this one season that sometimes a single season may last like 10 years. Like, okay, but you're 50 years old. That's only 1/5 of your life you experience that. What about the other 4 out of 5 or 4/5 where you had a fruitful life where you're traveling, you're in a relationship, or whatever the case may be, but you're just so caught up in that one little moment. Compared to the grand scheme of things.
Scheme of life, And I think we said it in the last episode too, finding joy. Like, happiness is fleeting. And so when we are, like with your reference, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm trying to.
Sorry, I had to drink my little spark.
Let me drink me some tea.
Yes, I'm sorry.
But with the $1 million, that excitement that you get for that $1 million, that's happiness because it's dependent on having that certain amount of number of money in your account. Whereas if you can still have that same excitement with a penny or with $0, that's that joy that you're finding throughout every season that life comes and being able to learn from that. So the moments where I didn't have as much money in my account, that also taught me how to find joy in doing things that are free, joy in building community. Like we talked in previous episodes that like I may have had $20 to my name, she had $20, but we have $40 together. That helped build this sisterhood that we now have. If I would have came into it being the one that had $1 million and then maybe Nat had $20 to her name, my ego probably would have been like, this bitch broke. Like, what you mean? You want me to split a meal with you? Like, girl, hell. Everything is teaching us something, and just not getting too attached to those things. I think also, like, I know for me, working my way up the ladder, like within my career, every milestone that I've hit, whether it was like getting the degree, getting the certification, the license, this or that, I just think about how when those days came, it was just kind of like I blinked and it was over.
And you're so stressed about it.
I was like so stressed,
like
leading up to it, and then so excited, or talking about it all the time. Well, when I get my license, 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 and then once I got the license, it was just like, okay, I got the license. And actually, I don't even want to say the license. I want to say the degrees more so. By the time I got to getting my license, that's actually when I started to really dive deeper into like yoga and Hindu practices. So I went to India and spent that month there, and having a monk come in every day and really like take us through like the understanding of how the Gita works, it was such an eye-opening experience to me because I realized that a lot of my self-worth or value in things was in materialistic things. And ultimately, none of that stuff really, like, you can't take that with you into the next lifetime. Really snatching myself from everything, because we talked about how it took us almost a year to even get this couch, and I remember how important this was to us. Just to be able to have a couch as stiff as it is.
But you couldn't tell us nothing.
You couldn't tell us nothing. It was
like,
something that we really
so happy about this couch.
Like, and I feel like I always want to have that spirit within me that, like, these things. Yes, it's nice to accumulate things and just to see the fruits of your labor. But in the bigger picture, I think for me, it's about freedom. Like having freedom of time. It's having the freedom to do things with my family that we weren't able to do because we have more resources to do that now. The freedom in my mind. There were times where depression, anxiety would win. It would win for weeks. And being able to now take detach and like observe, you know, what's taking place, and understanding that like, okay, this is just a season. Like, I'm gonna flow through this and things will be okay. It truly has given me a lot of peace of mind, and really like mastering the art of peace in chaos. Like, when things are running up, we're going into a recession. Everybody is talking about this right now. This is touching everybody's household. We see what's happening with politics and things like that with Trump. Y'all, I purchased my home during this time. I've been getting so many raises, and I'm really not trying to say this to brag, but I'm also just saying, like, there's so much chaos happening in society right now, but I have so much peace and joy in my own personal life, and I believe God was working on that within me all the way back in the pandemic, like in 2020, like building that resilience and that faith, and really going inward within yourself, so that way when chaos happens, because that's history. It's always been wars. It's always been political back and forth. It's going to continue to happen throughout life. But how can I sustain my own personal peace? How can I still kind of have that centeredness within me? And it's definitely important to have a relationship with God, no matter what religion you choose. But also relying on those tools that help you to stay grounded and centered. So, what do you feel like are the things that keep you grounded?
For me, my values. Some of my values include family. Mm-hmm. So I don't care if I need to go back to Dallas and reset for a whole week. I'm gonna do that. Maybe I may not. All I may need to do is spend time with my mom and sister. And I'll be coming back. For example, a couple weeks ago, I went back to Dallas, and I really didn't even do much. I really just spent time with a couple of friends from college. I obviously spent a lot of time with my mom and my sister. We drove up to Oklahoma to visit my papa, surprised him. He was so excited to see us. And so, spent some time with my aunt. I feel like my aunt was like my first big sister, so I always looked up to her. So that was nice, because she just, your family just gets you. And I don't have to do all this. Hi, my name is Talia. You might want to do my proposal.
What do you do?
Yeah, I don't have to do all that around my family. Like, I go around them looking crazy, and it is what it is. Like, so I feel like my family keeps me grounded. Doing practices like, praying. I pray a lot to God. I pray a lot. I pray for my family. I pray for my everything. Students, my friends. I'm just praying. And so definitely my spiritual life, and then also just doing things that allow me to express my creativity. So I've really been getting into like editing the YouTube videos for the podcast. I'm into fashion, so I like to dress up. A lot of my coworkers will be like, "Why are you dressed up today?" Just because this is how I feel. I wanted to put that shit on today. So things like that, just tapping into the things that allow me to be free. That allows me to be free. When you put it in perspective, when I'm around my family, I'm free. I'm almost like a little kid. I'm literally tapping into my inner child. Whenever I'm in my creativity, like it's almost as like if you were to give a child a piece of paper and you told them to draw. Like, that's how I feel when I'm dressing up, or I'm doing creative stuff. Like, me and Dom, actually, we're going to be at Culture Con in New York. So that is another beautiful thing, like combining traveling with things that I love to do. Traveling, connecting with different cultures. I genuinely love pouring into my students. I like teaching them. I be like really in my bag, like teaching them literacy and phonics, and I'm an ELA teacher, so I read a lot with them. So those are the things that ground me. Just remembering that it's more to life, especially like I think my job really does ground me in the strangest way, because I mean, we both work in DC and we both work with the youth, and so just knowing what some of my students come from, and I mean, the things that they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, like, I can't even imagine. So all I can do is try to put my foot in their shoes and try to resonate with them. but it does really allow me to just be grounded. Like there's more to life than just me and who Natalia is. Like I really feel like I was sent to that job for a purpose, and so it's a beautiful thing. So I think those are the things that ground me, the things that keep me free.
Yeah, and I mean that's also the core of the Gita is that like the last chapter is pretty much talking about like the ultimate goal is love and giving back. So love starts with self, loving and accepting yourself in all capacities, so then it comes, it's like ease to love other people, but also realizing like we're all here to serve each other. And so I think that's the reason why I do enjoy the work that I do, because it's kept me grounded. I could have, you know, went after my creative self or went after the things that would have brought me more financial reward immediately versus the direction that I went. But ultimately, like, I know that the blessings that I have is because, like, I am surrendering to what God wants me to do on this earth.
Oh, yeah. And you had said something about how, like, you've been getting raises, you purchased your home in the heat of a recession or like the pandemic. That made me think, because the moment that I really truly started to release control, I used to really hold on to money for real. Like I don't mind, like, you know, if my friends need something, my family needs something, anybody know I got you. But for myself, I'd be like, no, Natalia, like you overspent, what the fuck? Like, oh my God, like I would be so hard on myself. And so granted, like I've been able to survive 5 years in DC, so I have a great idea of how to balance my finances. But the point I'm trying to get at, the moment I truly stopped stressing about shit like that, that's when money just be flowing into my accounts. I swear, like it just be like, oh, okay, oh, I didn't even realize, oh, I got a bonus coming. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a little refund from this. Oh, okay. Oh, somebody want to sign me a little extra couple dollars. Okay, like I don't have to. It always comes around on time. It's so crazy. It always comes around. Like, or there might be a season where I'll be transparent. Over the summer, I did the full, and I was like, ooh.
Same.
I'm gonna have to stay inside.
Oh God.
And then boom, money flowing. It always seems to work itself out. But I really feel like that's because I just am like, whooptido. Sorry, I gotta keep saying that. But no, for real, like I really have just mastered the art of detaching, because it's like with the money, without the money, I'm still gonna be me. I'm still walking up in this space. Even if I got $20 in my account, you'll never know. You'll never know, because that don't make me.
No, and I think it kind of goes back to like the conversation we're talking about loneliness and like the solitude of learning how to love yourself. I think because we have both went through these moments of solitude, we've had to work on accepting ourselves, good and bad. And so because we have learned to accept ourselves and work through shame and guilt and forgiveness and all those things, it's so easy to love other people. Like,
for sure.
It's so easy to love my students. I would say
find things in yourself about them.
It's like I can connect, I can empathize better. Adults too. Now that I be kind of struggling, I ain't gonna lie, I do be struggling with adults. But I think for me, what it is I typically lead with love. Adults they disappoint me more, because if they don't love themselves, they'll project some things on me, and so that's a part like that I kind of struggle with. But majority of the time I lead with love because I love myself. So it's very easy for me to want to do for others or want to help somebody. And I think that's why my life is so blessed. Like that, when people are trying to figure out how I'm doing things, or, you know, how she traveled, how she did, majority of the time, like it's not solely from my own resource. It's from the resources that God has provided me through others, through my family, through just people in general who have looked out for me. But that's how I lead. And I think too, with intentionality within that, because there are some people who do with expectation.
Uh-huh.
I know that like that still kind of messes up your karma, because that's another thing that the Gita talks about. Actually, karma, they define karma in the Gita that it's like you can have good and bad karma. Sometimes they associate it with something negative. But it's like, if you are doing things for others because you want to be validated, or because you want to be put on a pedestal where like, I did that for y'all, so like y'all wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for me type of mentality, that karma still finds you, because your intentions behind it was still not pure. So just also being mindful of that. And when you're tapped in spiritually with God, your discernment will tell you when their intentions are not pure. And so I definitely feel like these past 5 to 10 years of everything that I've been learning spiritually, like within my moments of loneliness and within my moments of solitude, this is the fruits of that labor. And even though I'm now in a better space, I think it's still important to stay humble, like to not forget where you come from, or not to feel like I'm on some pedestal. I like to remember where I started. I'm grateful to have this friendship because it's a reminder. You know, we've been through ups and downs and things like that, and I think it does keep us grounded because I'm human. I do have ego. Like my ego can get the best of me at moments, and just being reminded of like where I started and what's the bigger picture of this thing. Like all those materialistic things, they're gonna come and go. That's just how life is. Like
when I first moved out here, 2 things happened. Me and Dom had saved up enough money to move out here, so I already have money in my account, like in my savings, prepared for whatever challenges I may face out here. Also, I have a business, so I was able to utilize my PPP loan, and I opened up a shop. I had bought all these things for my business, right? Baby, when I tell you that money disappeared. But 2 things can be true. The first thing I want to point out is you would have never known I had all that money in my account. Like, you'll never know. You might... now don't get it twisted, because some people will be like, well, you're bougie. That has nothing to do with it. Like, finance, that's not a financial thing. That is the way I carry myself. That is me just thinking I'm high, and, I think highly of myself. That's just who I am. And then me and Dawn were talking about this. We're from Frisco, Texas. Like, it's bougie shit everywhere in Frisco. That's just us. So, but what I'm saying is how I carry myself. I never looked at people like, bitch, I'm up now. Like, I never gave that. Then I didn't have no money. Still was myself. So I just think it's so important to remain humble in every season, because you just never know what obstacles life may throw at you. And it's so sad to see when people get a little money or a little clout, or they get a couple likes on Instagram, and they feeling like they're better than everybody. Like, come on, please don't make that your personality. Please don't conform to the culture. People be wanting to conform to society, and I think we're in such an era right now where it's so much just fakeness, artificial intelligence. I'm not saying these things are bad, but it's like, don't get too caught up in it, and that's why you have to remain humble. Like, we're living in a world where you gotta look a certain way on social media. We have Chat GPT is being replaced by people don't even want to talk to people. They want to go straight to Chat GPT. They're missing the human connection piece.
We're losing those interpersonal
skills. We're losing.
Actually, I don't know if you saw my TikTok of us going to the phoneless bar. It's going up right now.
I reposted it.
It's going up right now. And it was like, it's a lot of debate in the comments, because some people are like, what? I could never be away from my phone. I'll be so scared, and da-da-da. And it's just like, damn, we have become so attached to our phones. Like, people are like, what did y'all even do in there? What do you mean? The bar is still open. There's still music playing. There's still games. We talked to each other. Like,
crazy.
Like we're really getting away from that. And even like with this episode, I feel like it was important for us to be vulnerable with you guys and to like share our truth, because we're getting away from things like that. It's like, I'm not here to portray no type of image for y'all. Yes, some days I feel positive and I'm like optimistic about what's to come for my life. And then some days I'm like, these niggas are whack as fuck, okay? And I love that y'all are able to see that over our episodes. You've been able to see, like, you know, that we still deal with body dysmorphia. We do deal with loneliness. We do deal with like, okay, when are we gonna get married? When are we gonna have kids?
Human.
But we do enjoy our life. We are traveling. We are living out the dream that all two things can be true at once, you know? And I think it's important for us to continue to be vulnerable in these spaces, continue to challenge people to also be their authentic selves. Going back to Jay Shetty, he has said something like, you can't really be your authentic self on social media. As much as we try to push it, there are some things in life that has to remain intimate, that you just can't put it all out there, but there's still a level of vulnerability that we can share with you all to let you know you're not alone in this journey. And it is so important to have community, to have sisterhood, women that you can really lean on, and know that like I got somebody in my corner, and like I'm not alone in this experience. Because I think we've talked about it. There was a time where I was surrounded by women who were definitely defined by following, money. Like, and most of us, we were all really behind the scenes dealing with the same thing, but I don't even include myself, because I was there at one point where my ego was really getting the best of me. Whereas I want to be in the sections, I want to be around the ballers, I want to be around the pretty girls, this and that. But that stuff left me empty. When I was at rock bottom, when I didn't have to, when I couldn't show up to events.
What about your friends? It's like you're putting yourself around, it goes back to feeling alone or being alone versus loneliness. Because you can literally be around all these people. You can be in a section with the ballers, with the baddest, excuse my language, baddest bitches, and you literally can feel so alone. And it's like, what more do you want for yourself? Like, that does not bring you peace, obviously. So I just like to be around authentic people. I like to be around real niggas, okay? I don't care what you look like. I don't care what status you have in your life. If you make this amount of money, if you got this amount of degrees, if you're a real ass nigga, if you're a real one.
No, if you're a real ass nigga. We like real ass niggas over here.
Like, no matter the color, no matter the race, you can be a real ass nigga. So it's like, if that's not you, get away from me. And I think because I've lived that life, I was chasing that for a second. That was actually part of my life.
Yeah, it becomes a part of your character.
Yeah, like, y'all, I really was into social media. And then one day it hit me, like, I had lost my Instagram. And that already was humbling. I was like, damn. This is where I get my validation from. It's gone. Like, see how God will strip certain things out your life? I really feel like that was not by coincidence. So Instagram got hacked. I had to, start over. And then it was like I still wasn't catching on at that time. And I still was seeking that validation. So a lot of the photos I would post, like, I'm leaning more towards, like, my body because I know I'm curvy and I got hips and this and that. And so then it attracted a certain audience. And then one day I woke up and I was like, I don't like this. I feel like y'all aren't coming on my page because y'all really care about what I have to offer as an individual. Y'all are just here, mainly men, because of the type of content I post. And it just did not identify with the woman that I was trying to become or that I am becoming. So I actually took the time to go through and I removed majority of the men that followed me. So I went from like 10,000 followers to like 6,000. Like, I removed like 4,000 men. It was insane. And the peace that I received is just, it's amazing, because I'm like, now I feel like I've attracted the audience that's supposed to be there. They're more aligned. Even the men that do follow me, they're not on the weird stuff. No, you might have a creeper here and there, but for the most part, I can tell that I'm just attracting a different type of audience, and it is a slower growth, but at least I know that it's more aligned with what I want or who I want to attract, even when it comes to the platform. So it's just like, what are you doing it for? What is your why? I always say, what is your why? Why are you doing this? And I know at that season, I can honestly say my why was very trivial. It was surface level. It was because I wanted the likes. I wanted the validation. I wanted y'all to see, she got a nice and tight body. I wanted y'all to see that. But now it's like, that's just not important to me. One of the reasons I was thinking about this, one of the reasons why Dom and I became friends is because she was a fly ass bitch. She dressed. She knew how to dress. And I was like, we were in high school, and I was like, this bitch can dress. I love like fly women. I love a fly queen. And so I ended up getting a job at Dillard's my senior year of high school. And you can ask Dom, I was wearing like,
she was dripped down. I was so jealous.
I was dripped
so
down, but I love dressing up.
Yeah,
it never gave like I need to put on the least amount of clothes to get attention.
Yeah.
Like I can be fully dressed and shut some shit down, and I feel like I had to get back into that. I had lost myself for a second, and I can admit that. But now I figured out who the fuck I am, and I'm walking in that.
Yeah.
And so now that I'm back on that, I'm back on my bullshit essentially. I know that certain people just can't elevate with me. Like you just don't get it. I've already been in that season. Not that I'm better than you, but it's just like, oh, I see what type of time you're on. You just you can't make it. You can't come with me right here. And so, anywho, detach yourself, guys. I was so attached to the outcome of like what social media would bring to me, or if I did this, if I had this profit business, if I had a shop in the richest county in America, and I had these amount of clients, that I would feel, I thought it would give me this certain type of feeling, but I still felt empty at the end of the day. And the moment that I was just like, hey God, I am letting you be the CEO of my business. I'm gonna let you direct and ordain my steps. Everything always falls into place. It always flows.
It flows. I think it's important too, like, to ask yourself, like, who am I? Like, what defines me? And a lot of times when we answer those questions, it's like, oh, I'm a therapist, I'm a school counselor, I'm an influencer, I have this amount of followers and things like that. And it's really about like, who are you as your character? I'm a kind person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm loving. Family, that's something that I really value. Like really looking at those values, because all those other things, it's superficial stuff. Like it's stuff that you've been able to attract along your journey of life, but it's not really who you are. And just being mindful of that, and even still being mindful of like the ego could still show up in this season of our life, because like she's saying, like there are moments where I catch myself like looking down upon what they're doing, but I was doing what they was doing at one point, and so it's also like lovingly allowing them to do what they do. You know what I'm saying?
You also have to accept people where they're at.
That's where everybody's healing journey looks different. It's not a race. It doesn't mean that I'm better than other people, whatever the case may be, but I do have to protect my peace bubble. So for me, I don't engage, like my social media, I'm very picky about what I follow, what I'm looking at, and things like that, because I'm in a different season of my life. I used to, I don't think I really ever cared how people felt if I followed or unfollowed them. But there are moments where I'm just like, they probably think I'm being weird, but oh well, I'm following you. But that's for my own protective piece. It's nothing against what they're posting, what they're putting out there. It's just I have to protect my peace of mind and where God has me, because we are what we put ourselves around. If you're hanging around a certain conversation, a certain audience, or if you're engaging and taking in this, over time, you start to do those things. And so I know for me, I have to be mindful of that, because that's just my personality. So just really being able to feed my spirit with things that are going to keep me on the track that I know that God wants me to go on. Because I can be a leader in both realms. I could be a leader to go left, or I could be a leader that goes right. And right now I'm trying to find how to lead right in the middle. Like, let me just stick in the middle. Like, let me not go too far left, and let me not go too far right.
Yeah, I think because I've been in that era before, I know what I'm capable of doing. So, like she said, for myself, I can't surround myself around certain types of people, because it's a reflection of my past, and I could easily fall victim to it, because the flesh can be weak sometimes. So in order to protect the woman that I'm becoming, I may have to like love you at a distance. Like, and sometimes it's just maybe like saying no. Like, maybe I'm not in a season right now where I want to drink, but I have my homegirls that like to drink. I still love you. It ain't no beef. I don't think I'm better than you because I'm not drinking. It's just like, in order for me not to lean into that temptation,
I
may have to say no, or I may have to suggest something different, and then that will reveal a lot anyway.
If y'all can be in support of that.
Exactly. So I think that's also where I'm at. But the moment I feel like you're judging me because I'm on some different shit right now, then you don't understand me, because I don't do that to people. It's like, if that's what you want, that's what you want. Whatever the case may be. I don't even have like an example. Just if I just don't.
I think the drinking thing is a great example.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that naturally kind of like separated, because when I wasn't drinking, it was like, come on, man, like, man, like just one drink, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, like, why are you so pressed for me to drink right now? Like, I'm naturally a high energy person. Like, it's not necessary. I have a girlfriend who recently, like, she know I be on my like little things, so we went to Lip Lab. And she was just like, I love this. Like, she's like, I would much rather be at the lounge drinking, but she's like, this is actually like, I'm having a good time. Yeah. But I love that she is okay. Yeah, she's open-minded. She's not making me feel bad about it. Like,
that's what it is. Finding people who are open-minded, because we're all different, and we all are into different things at the end of the day. But if you can't understand like where I'm at and why I'm doing what I'm doing, even if I've explained that to you, and you're still, making me feel bad about my decisions, or you're trying to tempt me with the things that I'm telling you I am trying to refrain from, then that's when it becomes an issue. But I definitely I don't lie. I love the people who like to turn up, and sometimes I might be a big turn up session.
That's exactly what I told her. Yeah. I was just like, girl, I go through seasons, so there's gonna come a day where I'm like, no, girl, I do not want to go do no fucking pottery. I want to go to a lounge and smoke a cigarette. I need a drink. Yes. But I love that you're not forcing me to do something. Like, you're accepting of me.
But that goes back to how we have to embrace all parts of us, because if you truly rock with me, then you'll embrace that. Because I definitely flow in different areas. Like, and I know for me to elevate, I have to honor that. And so, like, typically at the beginning of the year, I always go on a fast. That's my longest fast. I go from after New Year's Eve all the way up to my birthday. My birthday's February 16th. That's a month and a half of me not drinking. So I'm really locked in. I'm working out. This is something I've been doing for the past couple years. Then I kind of ebb out of that. I turn up for my birthday. So I want us to all turn up, have a good time. But if you come to my birthday and you're like, I don't want to be on that, that's fine. I love you for showing up. And so then I kind of dip back in, get back in my mode. Summertime, I pop out. I'm everywhere. Then fall, I'm kind of like slowing down a little bit. And then winter, I'm kind of like hibernating, and I'm working out. I'm trying to finish up the end of my quarter and all of those things. So I understand that about me, and so that does require different versions of me in each quarter. That's just in 1 year. You've probably seen 4 different Italians. And it's like, can you rock with me? Can you ebb and flow with me? I don't know. We'll have to see. So
that separates the real from the fake. Just a couple of quotes if you've been following us throughout this season.
And if it's a distraction, it gotta go.
If it's a distraction, you got to go. You got to go.
You just gotta go. So
sorry, not sorry.
Same. Oh my gosh.
Y'all, this is the last episode
of this season. And this was a long season, but
we are so
we're wrapping it up.
We're excited to come back with new and better quality things for y'all. We still would like to drop merch for y'all, so please don't think we have forgotten. But it's just time for us to kind of go into like a, I want to say, I'm in churches on my mind. I want to say it's like our sabbatical. Yeah, and we both have our own individual endeavors, so please make sure you stay tuned for Ritzy Beauty Bar. She's dropping her skincare. Stay tuned for Journey to Authenticity. I'm actually officially private practice now, so if you are in Washington, D.C. and you need a therapist, book with me. I'll be dropping that information, the link on how you can work with me, but I also will be offering coaching services outside of people that live in DC. So there's a lot of fun and exciting things going on. Just thank you for supporting supporting us.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
So although we're taking a break from the platform, we're gonna just be pouring a lot of love into our endeavors, our individual endeavors. So again, like, we would love your support. So keep supporting us. Please, if you are where are you licensed at in the DMV?
Just Washington, D.C.
Okay, so if you live in Washington, D.C. and you need a bomb therapist, or you're going through something personally with your life, you need some coaching, book my girl.
Yes,
okay, book her.
Even if you don't live in DC,
You can still connect with her regardless. Worldwide. She's worldwide, hun.
We international.
And if you are looking for sustainable products that are going to change your life, they are holistic. It is Korean. Korean is super innovative. So you're going to definitely see some results with the skincare. Please tap into Ritzy Beauty. We are dropping our first line of October 18th. The website will go live. If you live in the DMV, please feel free to pull up to the Women's Summit. I will drop that link down below so y'all can meet me in real life, y'all.
Yes,
like, this social media stuff is cool, but like in real life, I'm just as cool too. So y'all should come through.
Even cooler.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Some of these people don't be cool.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, like who I am online is literally, it transfers in real life.
Yeah.
So, we would love your support on these. This has been, sorry, I gotta talk about this, but I'm trying to think when. Okay, so Dom actually, she had a platform when we were in college. And she would bring together women, and I mean, it was so beautiful. I think that was the first time in my life where I was able to be around women, and it was a vulnerable and a safe space.
Oh,
and so, she led it, and so it was also Christian based. She had a platform where she would interview Christians, and they would talk about life and Christianity and all of the good things on the platform. So this is something that's like always been embedded in her. So to see her just bring that vision to life and like times 2.0, because this wasn't something she just decided to do yesterday. So it's something that's been brewing literally since we were young. Like I've known her since we were in high school.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Like,
all of these things we've been doing since we first
literally.
met. Like, Nat been doing the lashes. She been known for her beauty, skincare, all of that stuff. This is really who we are.
This is who we are.
This is really who we are.
If ever there's an opportunity, and we will, like, as the platform continues to grow, we'll have opportunities for y'all to like come out and kick it with us in real life.
Yeah,
because that's important for us to build community in real life too. Because even on our day jobs, that's what we do. Like, she's literally a LPC. I'm literally a teacher. So we yap in real life. Like in real life, we're yappers. And we love people. We love connecting with people. We love just showing love at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're most rooted in, is just spreading love and joy. So we're forever grateful for y'all. Thank you for allowing us to make it through a season 1. She's my emotional Gemini.
Oh my God.
Like, this has been such a cool, dope experience. Putting ourselves out there together, like, and still being friends. I'd be like, man, we still friends after we done live together.
Man.
Like, y'all, this really my nigga. They
always be like, be careful, be mindful. Y'all moving across the country. Women wanting to kind of like intercede and try to break up or, talk shit about us to one or the other or whatever. But when God is in the midst, there's nothing that can break that. And I don't think a lot of people don't realize how close of a relationship that the both of us have with God. I think, I don't know if we've said this on here, but like the very first trip that we ever took was a camp. It was a church camp.
Yeah, to Alabama.
When we were in high school. So like,
we was in there.
Listening to their song. Like, we know how to have a good time.
No matter where.
Y'all know we comfortable in our skin. But we also know our source is God. God alone has brought us thus far. And it's truly about sisterhood. Like, we have discovered purpose through sisterhood. This is 15 plus years of friendship. And we're also grateful to our guests. We had Ebony and we had Nav that came on here. We're excited to bring more people on the platform for them to share their experiences of discovering purpose. So, yeah, it's just a huge heart of gratitude. Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all. And until next time.
Dallas, wake up and say bye.
I know my baby's tired. He says bye and thank y'all.
Peace out.